The title of Landman Season 1, Episode 6, Beware the Second Beating, foreshadows a dark and nasty event. However, the Paramount Plus show's first season is halfway over. So now is the moment to toss a grenade into the tale. Though not as spectacular as a tanker truck hitting an airplane, this is the series' most exciting episode since then. Beware the Second Beating focuses on everyone's reaction to Episode 5's attack on Cooper Norris and Ollie L's Angela Russo's divorce from Victor. One of these things is more significant to the larger picture and, therefore, more effective, with another great performance by Billy Bob Thornton. This episode changes the tale. Additionally, in Monty and Cartel Landman's fifth episode of the first season, the drug cartel made their most noticeable appearance since the series' debut, reintroducing themselves as an issue for Tommy Norris. With that, and all of MT has other difficulties in mind, Tommy meets with Monty Miller in Beware the First Beating to talk about it. But when Tommy finds out about what happened to Cooper through Monty, the plan confab is thrown for a loop. The program has taken a startling but ultimately prudent step. While Tommy attempted to re-wrangle the cartel, it would be simple to relegate Cooper's destiny to the status of a subplot. The clash with drug lords is more dramatic and pertinent to the show's broader premise. Thus, another TV show might have just removed Cooper from the scene and allowed Tommy to discover his rank indirectly. However, Landman's decision to feature Cooper prominently recognizes that audiences aren't seeking that. To the audience, those cartel members are merely villains, no matter how thrilling the plot is. What will be the audience has developed an emotional connection to Cooper, and that's not all. Not only does the situation impact his loved ones, but it also affects the roughnecks who are also hurt as a result of his actions. Also, the show has to center on the family when it has to. If Landman is serious about making family a motif, it must not repeat the plot point from Tulsa King Season 2, Episode 8, which saw the hero's child being sent to a different state. There was a story point for it on that show, but it didn't change the fact that family was neglected thereafter. Although the season only lasts for a little over 2 weeks, Landman is well aware that the cartel will be present tomorrow. Rehashing that argument is necessary. Now is the moment to focus on the interpersonal interactions. Cooper Norris is the ideal figure to use for this purpose, both because of his connections to other people and because of what he stands for. There are 2 ways to look at Cooper's situation. As Tommy points out, it so happens that the same individual is responsible for both the fam's and the company's reactions. The most predictable parts of Beware the Second Beating involve the family. Ansley manages to give her brother attitude despite her unhappiness. Tommy remains composed and collected throughout. Tommy escorts Angela from the hospital room after she suffers a complete breakdown. Here is where the episode goes wrong. Angela's dramatics are funny up to a point, and it's clear that she's worried sick about her son, but she goes a bit crazy. Her scenes have a shockingly different tone than the rest of the action. Ansley and Ariana get a golden opportunity when Ariana visits the hospital after learning that her relatives are the ones who attacked Cooper. All that actually goes down between them is a misunderstanding regarding Ariana being Cooper's girlfriend. Tommy and Ariana had a more in-depth conversation because he knows her family tree. But if Landman allowed Ansley and Ariana to connect more, it would reveal a side of Ariana outside her relationship with Cooper and give Tommy an opportunity to see a side of Ariana he hasn't seen before. When Tommy assumes the position of general manager in Season 1, Episode 6, things really heat up. He uses Dale Boss and a few of Boss's men to exact vigilante retribution on Manuel and Antonio. There's more going on here than simply a revenge scene. Dale and Tommy's subsequent chat considers the repercussions of retaliation, while the phone call between Boss and Tommy shows the necessity of discipline, albeit violently. Listening to Antonio cry as Tommy menaces Manuel in the real attack scenario is cringeworthy in the best possible manner. The words Tommy says are just as hurtful as the blows, and Billy Bob Thornton gives his best performance as the character, even more so than the action. It is his presence that propels the scene. Even though Taylor Sheridan productions often feature graphic violence, Landman makes excellent use of it here. At the very least, this event is likely to have an impact in Episode 7. Episode SIX's central subplot involves Angela discovering that Victor has already abandoned her, before she leaves him, while his attorneys finalizes a prenuptial agreement. Angela finds out that Victor waited days to hook up with another lady considerably younger than her. The audience never sees him on TV. Seeing Victor in action and hearing his conversation with Angela would have been more engaging than depicting him in a negative light. Instead of seeing Angela mope and sulk, the story would have benefited from having that character, even though they are, and likely always have been, unimportant. While Nathan and Rebecca are trying to persuade Ariana and her family to accept a settlement, the exact reverse occurs when they visit Ariana's home. The speed with which Ariana begins to consider holding MTX responsible for LVO's death is a little contrived. Nonetheless, it gives Kayla Wallace the opportunity to portray Rebecca with another biting monologue. Beyond that, there is a striking difference between Nathan and Rebecca, seeing Nathan urging Rebecca to put her humanity first. It's touching, and Call Fear has been one of Landman's most underappreciated performances. The stereotype of the cold-hearted corporate lawyer is common in film and television, but having someone who genuinely cares about her presents a more profound opportunity for Rebecca to develop, similar to what she gained with Tommy. Episode 6 of Season 1 of Landman doesn't exactly offer the most groundbreaking story points, but it more than makes up for it with its mountain of drama. Whether it's the fallout in the oil field or the resumption of the cartel plot, viewers now have even more to anticipate. The one big drawback is that Cooper, and by extension actor Jacob Ladd, can be neglected for quite some time due to the shortened period. However, Cooper has served as the show's emotional center. Without him, the show takes on a new tone. Some of Taylor Sheridan's finest work has emerged from the shadows, and Landman is a prime example of why.